Hello, Chris Gonzalez here. How do you employ your shop and make them accountable to each other? So we're talking about car dealerships and how your ASMs interact with your technicians and how your technicians interact with the ASMs. And I think the easiest way to accomplish this is to have a meeting and basically establish what they do in their shop. And you'll ask the question and say, what do we do here? And the response will be is we service cars. But really, if you get them to answer what they really do, they don't just service cars. They make cars safer for the road. They save people's lives. And they provide a service to reduce insurance costs and fatalities and the well-being of others. So when you get them and you ask the question, you really got to look and dig for the answer. And the answer is there if you're asking the right question. You don't have to have all the answers, but you do have to have the right question. The next thing you have to do is you have to employ each other and have everyone be accountable to each other. So for instance, a service advisor or an ASM writes a ticket for what the customer came in for. And that's usually an oil change. And if they only write oil change on the repair order, that's all the technician's gonna do is swap the oil. But if you would get your ASMs to open up a ticket for an oil change and a multi-point inspection, that's gonna force the technician to now pull the wheels, check the brakes, check the tires, and check other things in the vehicle. And now when he finds what's wrong with that vehicle or what might be going, he's got to communicate that to the ASM. And now the ASM's got to go and deliver that to the consumer in a very positive way. Again, you know, it's dreadful for people to go to service because it's not a service that they want to do. It's not money they want to spend. And I always give this example when I walk into a service department. If I was putting nicer wheels on my car or perhaps changing the performance of it or making my car faster or putting some cool option that's going to make my car look cool, I want to do that. I want to go to that shop and I want to make that car look better. But I don't want to go to the technician, service, doctor's office and get told that my car needs brakes, my car needs a tune-up, my car needs a transmission flush, or all these unnecessary things where I could find so many other things to waste my money on. But it's something that's needed. So we need to find a way to deliver that message in a very positive way. So again, if you remember when I started this video, I asked what your service department does. And they don't just service cars. They provide safer vehicles for the road. They reduce costs long term. And when I say reduce costs, you know, let's say brake pads are going on a vehicle. And if they change them now, they just have to do brake pads. But if let those brake pads go, what's going to happen is those brake pads are going to begin eating into the rotors. Where now they not only have to change the brake pads, but they now have to cut the rotors. To the point where eventually they're not going to be able to cut the rotors. So they're going to have to replace the rotors. So not changing brake pads today can cause them to have to spend more later. So you get where I'm going with this. I hope this helps. Take it back to your service departments. Employ them. Make them accountable to each other. Get them working together as a team, make them a family, because the bottom line is they spend more time in that shop than they probably do with their own family. And the purpose of why they're at that shop or at that dealership or at that job is to provide for a family. So they have to be accountable and make the best of their time while they're working. All right? Be great. Chris Gonzalez here. Have a great day.